What if I told you that doing exactly what you were taught to do with money, saving it, is the very reason most people never become rich? It sounds responsible. It feels safe. It's praised by parents, schools, and even banks. But saving money alone is one of the biggest financial illusions of our time. Welcome back to FinanCryp, where we break down money, markets, and the long-term forces shaping your financial future. Today, we're exposing a hard truth most people don't want to hear. Saving money by itself will never make you rich, and in many cases, it can actually keep you stuck. Let's start with what we're taught from a young age. Work hard, avoid debt, save your money. This advice isn't wrong, but it's incomplete. Saving money protects what you already have. It does not multiply it. If you save $1,000 a year for 40 years, you end up with $40,000. That's discipline. That's consistency. But that's not wealth. That's survival. And here's the part no one talks about. While your money sits safely in a savings account, inflation is quietly working against you. Inflation means the cost of living rises every year. Food costs more. Rent costs more. Healthcare costs more. But your savings account barely moves. So even though the number in your bank account looks the same, its purchasing power is shrinking. You're not standing still. You're slowly moving backward. Saving without growth is like filling a bucket with a small leak at the bottom. You keep adding water, but it never truly fills. This is where most people get stuck. They think discipline alone creates wealth. But discipline without strategy only creates limitation. Now let's talk about how wealthy people think differently. The rich save money too, but they never stop at saving. They understand a critical distinction most people never learn. Income is temporary. Assets are permanent. Income stops when you stop working. Assets continue to produce value whether you're awake, asleep, or on vacation. Wealthy people use savings as fuel. Fuel to buy assets. Fuel to create leverage. Fuel to build systems that generate money repeatedly. Instead of letting money sit, they deploy it. They buy businesses. They invest in stocks. They acquire real estate. They build intellectual property. The goal isn't to hoard cash. The goal is to put money to work. This is why simply saving more rarely changes someone's life. You can only save what's left after expenses. But there's no limit to how much value assets can create. Now let's address one of the biggest silent killers of wealth: inflation. If your savings are earning 2% a year and inflation is running at 5%, you are losing 3% annually in real terms. That loss doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't trigger panic. But over decades, it's devastating. This is why people feel like they're doing everything right, but still falling behind. They save. They budget. They cut expenses. Yet freedom always feels out of reach. The issue isn't effort. The issue is that savings don't compound meaningfully. Compounding only works when money is growing. And growth comes from ownership. Real wealth is built on 3 pillars. First, increasing income. You cannot outsave a low income. Skills, businesses, and leverage matter. Second, owning assets. Assets are what turn income into wealth. They convert effort today into freedom tomorrow. Third, compounding rewards patience. The earlier assets are acquired, the more powerful they become. Saving plays a role in this system, but it is not the system itself. Think of savings as seeds. Seeds stored in a drawer do nothing. Seeds planted in the ground grow into something far larger than themselves. The biggest mistake people make is treating saving as the end goal. It's not. Saving is preparation. Investing is execution. You save to handle emergencies. You invest to escape dependency. You save for stability. You invest for independence. Once your basic needs are covered and you have a safety cushion, excess cash should be deployed with intention, not parked indefinitely. This is the difference between people who remain financially cautious forever and those who eventually become financially free. Saving money keeps you safe. Owning assets changes your future. At FinanCryp, we focus on long-term thinking, not short-term comfort. Because real wealth isn't built by avoiding risk, it's built by understanding and managing it. If this perspective challenged the way you think about money, make sure to like the video and subscribe to FinanCryp. In the next episode, we'll break down which assets historically outperform over time and why most people miss them entirely.